call the benevolent beings of light, archangels and ascended masters, to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
God will bring you through the fire. It's as simple as that. And we're entered into the fire of our past to burn it off and release us from it. Psalm 66:12. Read the Psalms. They're very, very beautiful and meaningful. So tonight we talked about fulfilling your destiny. Your destiny. Your destiny is serving God. This mark that this wonderful voice spoke about throughout this video, it is so absolutely true. It is actually not a physical mark. It's a plan that you wrote for yourself of what you want to do with your life, where you want to take it. And once you surrender to this little life that we were living here and commit ourselves to our ascension, which means we empty ourselves from all the old shadows, everything we've ever done that was not in the highest frequency of love, and become the truth about you. You. The true you. The divine you. The Christ lives within you, guiding you, showing you the way, leading you towards your destiny of complete and utter joy, where the world of pain and suffering just fades away. No matter what, you're freed, you're blessed. There can be suffering everywhere in the world, but not you. Have you gone hungry when the stores were not supplied with food? Did you have everything you needed? Yes. Yes. The hand of God is upon you. But you made the choice. You, before you got here, said, this is it. This is the one. This is the lifetime, after all those lifetimes, that I'm going to completely surrender to my divine plan. You don't have to struggle. God brings you everything you need. Everything. At the perfect moment, no less. And everything you did from birth to now has led you, guided you, instructed you, brought out a lot of your gifts and talents, even if you didn't realize it, because that's what you did in your life. And you excelled at it. You did a wonderful job. Believe it or not, everything about your life has been in service to God. Everything good and holy. When you were not so heart-centered, maybe as a teenager, or you were the bully at school. Most of us were actually the ones that were being bullied because we didn't want to be on the other side. But you know what I mean. Whatever we've done that we're not happy with, you know what to do with. See, God can't take that away, but God guides us to let it go. You see, that's our job. We brought it to us by our words, thoughts, and actions that were miscreations. It went out into the world and everything is circular and came back to you. And now all you need to do is look at it, feel it with all your heart. And if it hurts, let it go. Cry it out. It feels so good after a good cry. You feel lighter. You can breathe deeper. It's a beautiful thing. If you're angry, get rid of that anger. Nobody out there is making you angry. Nobody, even if it looks like it. It's just the antagonists, those that come into your life to really put the pressure on you so that you can get rid of whatever it is inside you. Nothing out there is hurting you, but everything, it's all inside you that's hurting you. Remember what it is to be all one. We're serving each other as mirrors. The things you love about other people is what you already love in yourself. And the things that you hate about people, you haven't come to cleanse it from yourself. So use it. Use everything that comes to you to cleanse yourself and bless yourself. And be grateful to those that are the provokers. They're not fun to be with, and you don't have to stay with them. You have the material already given to you, and you can work it out of your system without being provoked further. But for those that still need more oomph to get rid of it, you will be poked and prodded until you do. We've got to get it. We're not stuck in our junk. Nobody out there is trying to hurt us. Everything is going on inside us. And all the beauty around you, that's inside you too, that you can even appreciate it. The visual in that video was so beautiful, being out in nature as it was. The words, the way he spoke them and brought in the Psalms and the different parts of the Bible to help us to understand the journey of our soul. The mark of God is that your life is actually in alignment with divine will. That's what it is. And like he said, if you change your mind or you get tempted outside of it, you will suffer greatly because you know what it feels like to be on the other side in that divine love, that flow of divine love and light, like nothing on the earth. That feeling. Have you found yourself praying and being grateful to God, and all of a sudden you feel this tremendous love come over you and the tears start running down your face while you're praying? You connected with your higher self, and she or he poured love back to you so you could feel the love from your divine self. It is so beautiful, so sacred and holy. You don't ever want to stop getting that feeling. When I really put my whole consciousness into a prayer, it doesn't have to be long. It just means my whole mind, body, and soul is all aligned in my prayer. I know some of you have had this experience. I know it. It is so beautiful and so holy, and it'll carry you through a day, whether it's a good day, as you would name it, or a day of work. Please call the days of work good, please. Don't hate that you had a so-called bad day. Those are the days that you're getting rid of stuff for good, forever. Never to have to face it again. That layer is gone. Is there other layers that may have the same density within it? Yeah. Yeah. But now you know what to do with it. Now you know you're not stuck in it. You know you're getting somewhere. All the different categories that was named here, so important to take note of in your life. You are moving forward because you signed that contract. You committed yourself to becoming divine again. It is your potential right now, but is it your every moment? Do you remember to be in that state of love, even when you're facing people and circumstances that are very, very difficult? I never make light of the struggle that people are going through. And when I counsel people, I tell them, I understand. That's why our lives, collectively and individually, has not been an easy road in this lifetime, because we had to go through so much in order to develop compassion and empathy, to understand the suffering that others are going to be going through that will come into our life. We learned how to get to the other side of it. Keep working on anything that comes up. Nothing is too little to look at. And the most important part of looking at it is to feel it. Let the feeling, the emotion come up. It is the driving force to take out from our energy fields, our bones, our cellular memory. Everything has to go to make room for this great divine light that we're always taking in. But we've got so many blocks. It's like a ping pong ball hitting against all those little posts. If you're old as me, you remember those games, right? And the ball's bouncing off of these posts. Well, that's what happens when we've got all these blocks inside us. And boy, do they hurt when that light hits it. Yeah. That's where the aches and pains come in our bodies. Our backs are being worked on, the whole spinal column, because the DNA strand through the nerve is going through there. Just this too shall pass. So don't be really concerned that you're in permanent damage and I got to get back surgery. Please. It isn't that. It isn't that at all. You're not sick in any way or form. You're cleansing. You're cleansing in many, many ways. You're lightening up and allowing more light to give you the strength to get through these days, because this is not easy and it ain't over yet. So we look to each other for support, for understanding. People will come to you only if you've gone through what they're going through, so you know what to say. It'll be natural because you've already been through it. But remember, what it was saying in the film is very important. Eventually, it's going to be a divine flow coming through you. Don't think for a minute, without the guidance of the Christ in you, that you could pull this off. Because when they shut that off, you'll be standing there with your mouth hanging open and no words are going to come out. And you pray they don't, because when it's just the little ego and personality, it isn't going to have the same feel to it as it does when you're in that divine flow. Yes. Be humble. Be grateful. And when you pray, don't beg. Say thank you. Thank you, Father, for whatever you're praying for. Be thankful as if it already was given unto you, because God says, knock, and the door will open. Ask, and you shall receive. There was no buts, ands, or buts about it. It is exactly what it said. It's true. So when you say, oh, please, God, would you, please, God, I beg you, stop it. A divine being doesn't beg. You're asking the universe to respond to your loving prayer. It may not happen exactly the way you think. It may be you want a pink Cadillac and you get a blue one, you see? Or maybe you won't get a Cadillac, you'll get a Volkswagen or something. But you'll get what you need, not necessarily what you want. But I promise you, when you align your wants with your needs, that's God's will. That's the Christ in you, the will of God. Everything will be absolutely coming out the way you prayed for it. Pray in gratitude, not begging. That's a true prayer. And never say anything negative in your prayer. Oh, I've suffered so much. Dear God, stop, please stop torturing me. No, I've actually heard ministers speak like that. And afterwards, I would get up and talk to them, and how dare you tell me how to pray? I said, well, let me tell you something. If that's prayer, it isn't going to be answered. And yeah, I've gotten in a little trouble and a little shuffles with some of these guys, but I'm telling you, I had to tell the truth. They don't get it. And the only reason I get it is because the divine guidance that I get tells me. Also, the feeling in my body when I'm saying something or it's out of sorts, or if I start praying and it's all over the place, I can feel it in my body. My whole body now is sensitive to everything. When I'm counseling, I'm sensitive to what's going on inside the person. And sometimes I can feel the pain where it is in their bodies. It's the extrasensory system is kicking into gear for all of us. Be alert and follow the guidance of your body. It knows. It knows. Your silver strand ends up coming in the back of the neck and going and attaching at the umbilical. That's why your gut tells you things, because you're getting a message from on high. You see? It's very, very real. So the mark of God is really the contract you have written and signed by your divine hand. And that is what you came to accomplish. Now, there's been talk about you can break contracts. Well, pay it off now and finish it now, or 10,000 years from now, or 100,000 years from now. Your choice. Let me tell you, when a contract's made by your divine hand, it's meant to be completed. There is no time, so it can be forever. But do you want to stay in this stuff? Do you want to keep having to go through this over and over and over? No, you don't. And you don't have to, because we've reached this period of time. Everything is lined up in our favor, because God's calling us to the next level, our divine level. And don't let anything hold you back. There's nothing out there that you really want. Because when you go to 5D, none of all of this means anything. The only thing that means something is your devotion to service, divine service, which feels so good. If you could help another being no matter what level of life it is. You have done God's work. See, God doesn't work separately from us. God uses us to carry out his divine gifts to his children, to the world, to the planet. That's why we're here. And once we commit ourselves to that, our lives change. Nothing's taken away. Everything's added unto you. Everything. Everything. But you have to have the consciousness of abundance. You have to feel you deserve everything the universe wants to shower on you. You have to cleanse away all the negative stuff that says I'm not worthy, that I don't deserve this, that who am I anyway? Oh my goodness. You are a divine being. We've got to act like it. It's not about deserving. You are a divine being. Let go of anything that tells you otherwise. Let go of it. It's heavy and dense, and it's not the truth. Your heart will tell you the truth. Yeah, we've all done bad things. I'm first online. But guess what? We have to forgive ourselves. Jesus showed us the way. He forgave everybody. There's nobody up there that forgives or judges you. It's you. Your divine self sits down with you and says, how happy are you? Let me show you a little film of your life. Let's see the great things that you did, and I'm so proud of you. And let's see the opportunities that you just let fly by. That's the Bardo. But lo and behold, in this lifetime, we've been given the privilege of doing this while we're here. You see, we're going through the Bardo right now because anything we've done that we're not happy with, we don't love yet inside us, we can cleanse it. We can cleanse it by letting it go, not acting it out anymore, being strong and determined. I will not do it that way anymore. I will not. I know it doesn't work. And once you do it, every time you do it, you're going to find the strength that you don't have to fight so hard. You're just going to do the right thing. It's just going to come naturally. At first, you really got to fight with it because your ego says, no, 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 this is not how we do things. Yeah, that's good because we don't want to do some of the things we do. Only we can make ourselves free. The Christ guides us. You call for light and support and you get it, but it's up to us. How much longer are we going to hang on to our past? It weighs 10,000 pounds. It's heavy. It's like a big sack on our back, and we're dragging it along with us as if it's our treasures. It isn't. If you have a dream and it brings up people, and you say to yourself, I haven't thought of that person in 50 years. It came up for you to bless them and let them go forever. You're done. Just a blessing. That's all. You're on a street walking and there's a person coming towards you and you get the creeps. Bless them. They came to you for the final blessing and cross the street. Don't get close to them. They may not be in the same place you are. Anything that upsets you, angers you, repulses you, bless it. It'll come back to you as well. This is really important, what we're talking about tonight. And every topic we're going to talk about is going to be very, very crucial at this point, because I'm telling you, every day the intensity of the light increases, and it makes it that much more painful when you're carrying things from the past, no matter what it is. Let it all go. Guilt, fear, and shame, let it go. Everything you did and what happened to you was for a very important reason. We're not here to just be having a happy time in La La Land. We're here to learn. So everything that happened to us and around us and within our vision and hearing and world was for a very important reason, to make us conscious of whatever it was. And then how did you feel when you heard it? Did it make your stomach cringe? Did you get nervous? Did you feel your hands sweating? Oh, that means that same energy is still in you and you haven't cleansed it. You didn't need a punch in the head. All you needed is to see it. And as you start doing your work, your inner work on a regular basis, whenever it comes up, don't be digging for it. It'll come up when you surrender. But whenever you, I lost the train of thought. But anyway, whenever it does come up, do not put it off, because you need that emotion to really drive it out. You do. That's why your emotional body is the last thing you cleanse, because that's the fuel to get it out of the rest of your body. It was brilliant, literally brilliant. No man could have thought of this. It had to be divine. Our organs and what is the other thing? Well, let's start with the organs. Our organs, once the organs in our body harmonize in frequency, meaning whatever it was holding inside it, you release it as it comes up. The harmonics in your body matches your heart tone coming from your higher self. And once that harmonics is reached, your body is ready for the crystalline body to complete itself and start to work you towards the light body, the final stage of this, of having form of any kind. Even though none of you have to force this in any way or form, or feel confused on, well, am I doing enough? Do I have to do more? All you've got to do is commit yourself. Say, Father, I'm ready. I want to be free on every level. Help me. For those of us that can't cry easily and get those emotions stirred in us, ask God to help you with that. And do everything you can to soon as you feel a little bit, don't shut it down, because I know that is what's going on with quite a few of you. You shut it down because you don't want to go there. None of us want to go there, but it's the only way out. We all want everything to be amazing. We're begging God, which is not the way, but a lot of people are begging God for all our gifts to come back. And God says, okay, but we got to do some work first to make room for this. We got to get rid of this dense energy. You're not vibrating at the frequency you need to. Now, for 50 years, I went through this. You don't have to. You do not have to, because it's been encoded into the great grand computer we're all plugged into, the program. And there's thousands of people that have done it, reached a point of frequency where we are connected to our divine mind and our sacred heart. Can we fall out of grace? Oh, you bet you can. So once you make the commitment, stay with it. Stay with it. Your life will become what you have always wanted. That's the promise I can make you. And when you pray, your prayer is going to have power. People call me from all over the world to pray for them, pray for their family, pray for their animals. Why? Because they know when I pray, they get results. Why is that? Because I have cleared enough of my fields and raised my frequency to a point where I have power of creation from my voice, my thoughts, and my actions. And boy, is that a responsibility. We can be silly, but we got to be careful. We got to watch what we say, even in jest, because the universe is literal. So if someone who is in their great power actually misuses it, it has more force than 10,000 other people. 10,000. Now, there are those of you here, and I mean, everyone I'm looking at right now has the same power available. And once you take all that power that is being in the shadow side and cleanse it, you will have exactly the same power in your voice, in your words, in your actions, and your thoughts. We have to be very, very responsible, or you'll be cut off in 3.5 seconds because you can do some major damage. Yes. So we're growing in the light so that we won't be tempted to do that. But again, we have free will. I've been there and lost it, and been there and lost it. I'm not going to go back. And boy, I work at it. Don't think it's easy. We're in a world with such temptations around us. I remind myself every day there's nothing here that anchors me. Nothing. And most of you are mostly in 5D now. Mostly. Yeah. So give yourself a good pat on the back, because you have worked and you have grown and you have earned the right to have the mark of God upon you. I'm going to stop. I'm 8 minutes over. I haven't gotten the naughty sign from anybody because Robin's not the host. And anybody that listens to this on YouTube, please join us. It is so amazing to be in all 3 segments and to be together on the screen. And it's free. We don't charge anything. We do this in love. OurDivineOrigin.com. Join us. We would love to have you. And the video and the song will be in the comment section on YouTube so that you can enjoy what we did too. Thank you and God bless you. Find your way back to your divine self. That girl, she's been through a lot, just like all of us. And she wrote these songs is the battle between her ego and her divine self. Remember the little thing with the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other? And that's what those songs are about. So you find your way back to your divine self by letting go of everything that you don't love about yourself. Thank you. So tonight's topic was fulfill your destiny. And how we do that, we don't know what it is. Do you know what your destiny is? You don't need to know. All you need to know is what you do in this holy moment. All you need to know is you're living consciously, taking in everything around you, listening, feeling, seeing, becoming a witness of your life, witnessing others, seeing how they act, how they respond to you, how they say things to you, what their meaning might be, what life's meaning, what animals come in your path throughout the day. When you look up at the sky, when you see the blue sky and feel the wind on your face when you step out the door, when you hear the birds in the distance, everything, take it all in. The sound of water, the feeling of being outside, what it feels like when you're home alone, how pleased you are and comfortable. Or are you? If you're not comfortable being with you, it's because there's work to be done. And all it needs is for you to say, okay, higher self, whatever's going on in my body here, I'm ready to work with you. Help me. Help me to feel this so I can be free. And that's what I say. And I've always said, keep it simple. You don't have to say things 1,000 times or with 1,000,000 words. They're not deaf. They hear you because everything is one. Everything is one. Moving through all life. Everything you think, it's actually moving through all life. Animals respond to or react to your energy field. If you're upset, let me tell you, you're making their hair stick out. You're making them antsy. If you have animals that are real antsy, it's because there's energy in that house through the people that are there and how they interact. They're feeling it. And it really, you'll see it. There's no way to miss it. And so if I would see one of my dogs acting out, I knew it was because Charlie and I were having this big discussion and it wasn't pleasant. I know. And so I'll sit down quietly with them so that they can feel the calm that came over me and not feel that they need to protect me or fix me or anything. Become very conscious of what is going on around you and inside you. If you can just live like this, you won't have to struggle with this. It'll move very, very smoothly forward. You're going to see your life changing with every decision that you make, every healing that you take, everything that you do differently that wasn't working before. It's all going to come together for you, and your life will show it. It changes as you change, because all you see is what you believe. If you believe somebody's stupid, they're going to act out stupid with you all the time. But with someone else, they're going to be normal, regular people. And they'll say to you, what's wrong with you? I never saw that in them. It's because they didn't believe that they were. When I'm even with a person that has these labels of all these things that people say these kids have, that's not what I see. And if they can't communicate well verbally, we hook up here, and they're perfect pros at it. Start looking for the divinity in everything and everyone. Look at them as divine beings. The animals, the people, the gorgeous flowers are creations of God. Look at everything in a way that is life affirming and loving. You'll see them respond. Everything responds to love. You will start feeling better and look at everything with more sincerity. First, you're just going to try to do it, and then you're going to do it. And it'll become your way, your new way. Yes, there are bad people out there. That's the part that they wrote for themselves. Some of them love that part, and they do terrible things. I'm not asking you to love them in a personal way. And I don't ask you to pity them. Just respect and honor that they're playing a part and they're doing service, even if it isn't something you'd ever want to do. Look at everyone with respect and honor, right where they are. And honest to God, you'll do something in their energy field because they're going to feel that. There was this man, he was very deformed. I don't know what happened to him. And my grandmother was the type of person that would go to that person. It's like, you know how you pick a litter and you say, I'm going to take the runt of that litter. Nobody's going to take that runt. I'm going to take it, right? That's what I used to do. So my grandmother went up to him and just talking to him so lovingly as if nothing was wrong. His hands, it didn't matter to her. And he was literally, tears were coming down his cheeks because nobody else ever looked at him. Nobody went near him. He was telling my grandmother, and I was listening. I was about 10 years old listening to this. And I said, I don't think I could do that. In my heart, I said that because he was so messed up physically. My grandmother didn't even see it because she didn't care. She knew what he needed, and she gave it to him. Can we be like that? Can we try? Make an effort? Honest to God, it will make you feel so good about yourself. If you can do that with one person a day or a week, if it's all you can do, you've done more than I can't tell you how many people. To have a kind of heart that can do that for someone who gets nothing from anyone. This is being a divine being. God works through us. So if we let God move through us, it's going to be love, honor, and respect. That's who I want to be. Do you? Yeah. What better feeling could you have about yourself that you could do such a thing? In this crazy mixed up mess we're witnessing here, that we could do this. We could care, give a darn about the suffering of other people. You that live in the cities, you're seeing things that I don't even see. I feel it, but I don't see it. I see enough up here. Drugs, unbelievable amount of drugs. Everyone from teenagers to 30 or 40 years old are drugged out of their minds. Ask Debbie Russo what it's like driving up here when they're drugged out of their heads and they don't stop at the traffic lights or the traffic signs. And you got to fend for your life. I'm telling you, it is not funny. It is frightening. We don't have much traffic. But what traffic we do, we've got to be on the, what is it, offensive? Defensive. Yeah. We got to defend our lives. I can't tell you how many times, if it wasn't for the archangels watching over and the other angels, I would have been dead 16 times by now. Yeah. They target the light, as I'm noticing. Yeah. Be the light in the world. Let God move through you. That's who you are. a divine being sent here by your own divine self in order to make a difference in this world, especially at this holy moment when everybody is going to wake up on some level. Blessed ones, know who you are and why you're here, and make every effort to be the divine being that you are. Practice until it is your way, all the time, no excuses. And if I do something that I just had an opportunity to do more and I don't, it really troubles me. It troubles me. And my husband says, "Hun, you can only do so much in a day. That's all you can do. Because there's nothing left at the end of the day when you overdo it. You are physically, mentally, and emotionally exhausted. So don't make that mistake. Don't bring it home with you. You see, like you work and it's very serious work. Even if you work from home, don't bring it after you're done, be done. And just revitalize yourself by pulling in the light, being very grateful for what you did during the day, and then rest. That's what I do. Yeah. So with all the love of my heart, everything that I am, I see in you. I bless you. I love you just the way you are. And I know that you love me. Thank you for being here this evening. God bless you all. Amen.
We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, future topic suggestions, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. Amen.